VSiN.com/champweek to register and join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Always follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you live downtown Las Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is a spot. Action-packed 3-hour program lined up today. Tons of college basketball. Games that we have coming up this hour. Games that are action as we speak. 4 bids go out with the title games that we have. Great guests on the program talking golf today as well. Jeff Seeley on the heels of giving out Russell Henley last week. Winner at the API. Now we move and put our attention to the Players Championship. Wes Reynolds on the program. Also golf bets and NCAA tournament games that we have. Conferences. And Derek Stevens in studio. March in Las Vegas, the owner of Circa Resort and Casino here, where we broadcast from every single day. So the title game tonight that will draw the most eyeballs and probably have very popular betting handle across the country is the West Coast game out here in Las Vegas. Paulie, St. Mary's takes on Gonzaga. And the Zags holding tight at like 3.5-point favorites here. Most books total up a tick to 138.5. All of the projection sites have Gonzaga winning. When you look at Ken Pom, Bart Torvik, Tyler Shoemaker here at VSiN, and he's the only one who has them winning by more than 2 points. Tyler has them winning by 4. Everybody else has St. Mary's losing but covering this game outright. St. Mary's swept them in the regular season.
That's right. Now, what was interesting is I thought Gonzaga had an excellent chance and should have won the first game on the road, which was tight down to the final few minutes, and then St. Mary's got the win and pulled away. St. Mary's dominated the game in Gonzaga at Spokane. Much the best in that game. And that point spread was out of control, right? So now it's also priced in a little bit where it's a mini Gonzaga home game, too, with the point spread. And I think it's crazy. Going back that they haven't lived up and played to their power rating. St. Mary's is the real deal, maybe playing for a 5 seed. And Gonzaga, if they win this game, I will tell the committee, for everyone's sake, do not put them on the 8-9 line. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see like a North Carolina Part 2 or even a Kentucky Part 2 with that Randall team that beat undefeated Wichita. Because still they have a hell of an A game if they bring it. And I don't think you want to see Gonzaga on an 8-9 line and facing off a 1 seed, whether you're fans of the 1 seed, whether you're a fan of college basketball or a fan of Gonzaga, put them on the 7 line.
Well, okay, so if they end up on the 8-9 line and they win that game and they get whatever 1 seed it's going to be, we've talked about this for 2 weeks, very good chance that if it's, an Alabama or maybe a Florida type or Houston, that point spread's going to be very short, like around 3. And I think you might hear people make the case that Gonzaga is the right side. And I think their power rating remains that high for a couple of reasons. And Eric Haslam, who shares his numbers every day and is very good on this sport, he had a great tweet earlier this morning. Something that you need to remember about Gonzaga. Some believe that they are done, and they also have written them off. The Zags have 8 losses. 3 of those were in overtime. The other 5 losses were by 3, 4, 4, 6, and 7 points. They're top 10 in offense. Some spots have them top 5 in offense and top 25 on defense. That's going to speak to why their power rating is where it is.
Yeah, but I'm not there with the power rating. At least you got to look the part, though. It's right. You blew the West Virginia game. How do you lose to Santa Clara at home? How do you lose to Oregon State? Why are some of these games close? They didn't impress me last night either. I mean, you're supposed to bury San Francisco and move on to this game.
Did not cover.
No, but
that was
also
a huge point spread.
San Francisco had guys, key player out, still couldn't blow them out, and St. Mary's will control tempo, and St. Mary's is big. And Bennett's a hell of a coach. And you got to respect Gonzaga. The 28 years in a row they've been in the title game. Think about that. And 9 straight Sweet 16 appearances. So it also goes back to, since this league's been around, you go back for, 30 years, only 3 teams have won the damn thing. The mini run that BYU had. But I just think it's all about St. Mary's here. And there were 4s earlier that I expect St. Mary's to win the game.
Yeah.
They're a better team, yeah. And they really took them apart in the last meeting on the road. I was very impressed with St. Mary's.
They have met 15 times in the West Coast title game.
Oh, God.
So
They've dominated this league.
Yeah, no other conference, obviously, is even close. I think the next closest is like 5 overall. And it might be like Texas, Kansas in the Big 12, and maybe another conference as well. So we talked about this when the numbers first came out, right? Like the number basically to win the outright here in the West Coast was exactly where the money line is tonight. At some books, right? Gonzaga was priced as high as minus 165 to win it outright. That's the money line tonight. And St. Mary's was in the plus 145. Maybe you could have even found like a plus 150 on them to win the tournament. They're sitting at plus 145 in this game tonight. And I said, that's wrong. It's incorrect. I never pulled the trigger on St. Mary's, though. I don't know if I forgot to do it, what it was. And I got to tell you at this point, I'm kind of glad that I didn't. So I have not bet them yet tonight. I have not taken the points. I don't have a plus 145 on the money line. I know Gonzaga struggled last night, but something about this team, the last couple of games, maybe a couple of weeks leading into this tournament, man, I think they found their stride.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. They were so electric on offense.
Well, St. Mary's has been great for 3 months. And that's it. They're a little bit like Houston. A couple of bad losses. Well, a couple of losses in the non-conference. St. Mary's had some bad losses. Houston didn't. And then they found their game once conference play started, and now they're just taking off, and the only conference loss was by 1 point. Right? So I'm all about St. Mary's tonight.
All right. I wish you the best of luck.
Yep.
Hope you bring it home. Any other bets that you have in the title games?
Well, let me channel my inner Alan Boston here and try to think and be like the team. Right? Northeast title game. Central Connecticut opened 9 up to 11. Semifinals Saturday. They've won 14 in a row. They're up 17 on Fairleigh Dickinson at halftime. They blow the game. Have to win in overtime and survive at home. Game's on their home floor tonight.
Yep.
St. Francis, the 6th seed, who they lost to, they played twice. They lost by 15 and 16 to Central Connecticut. They're playing Long Island, the 2 seed. They're down 15 at halftime. Long Island blows it. Still Long Island up 4 with the ball late. Blew the game. I don't think St. Francis ever made the tournament, but to me, the move is correct. It's all about Central Connecticut State. The best team in this league.
Or they don't lose focus tonight.
Absolutely.
They get
right.
out to a lead and they sustain it.
They showed it all season long. 14 in a row, as I mentioned. Buried these guys twice. Screwed around with Fairleigh Dickinson. That was the wake-up call, too. It's like you're up 17 at the half, and you give it back and had to survive in overtime. They had their scare. I think they come out and put them on them, and that's the exact same thing what Wilmington should do to Delaware tonight.
So in that game, the CAA title game, right? Delaware, this is, they're playing great basketball. That performance last night against Towson we were on the air for it. They were fantastic.
Second half was awesome.
Oh, my God. They just kept getting better and better as it went along.
Yep.
And so the thing is, they're 16 and 19 on the year, 5 and 13 in league play.
12 seed.
Right. Wilmington, 26 and 7. They were 14 and 4 in league play. The total, around 148, 148 and a half. Like every single set of projections I looked at has it going over and like flying over the total. So Tyler Shoemaker here at VSiN.com has a 154 and a half. That's not even like the highest total on the board of all these projections. And Delaware final scores, the totals so far in the tournament, in order, 156, 141, 178, and 154. So the 141 has been the outlier so far.
Can you explain this? Where did this come from?
I don't know, but they looked awesome last night.
Yeah, they just played, and Wilmington beat them by 30. That's the other thing. And I guess you just, like NC State and all these other deep runs we've seen last year and what's going on right now, you just throw out the fatigue factor with 5 games in 5 days. Hasn't happened? Doesn't matter. You know, they played an overtime game last night. Doesn't matter. Well, it hasn't mattered. But still, it's a 2 seed against a 12 seed, and they were plus 180 to win the thing coming in. So Wilmington can't lose this game. So Towson was the one. Credit to Delaware. They were awesome. Towson was pathetic in the second half. But you should know right away if Delaware is going to hang. Wilmington should take care of them. And they had a big lead. They were up 10 on Charleston last night, and they had to make all the plays down the stretch too. But again, do this for 3 months, and they proved it wasn't even close on paper, and Wilmington just buried them. So you got to win by 9, though. That's the thing. It's a big point spread.
It's a great equalizer, right?
Yeah.
So let me give you maybe the fishiest number that you're going to get all week long. Try to make sense of this one, and I don't know, I'm a little bit scared of it, to be honest. Utah Tech plays Southern Utah. That game comes up in about 20 minutes. That's in the WAC. So Utah Tech opened up 2.5 offshore. They were bet to 4.5, then to 5, 5.5, and they leaped all the way up to a 6.5 point favorite earlier today. I made the mistake. I bet Southern Utah when it was 5.5, and it kept going up. I'm like, what am I missing? I Googled, like, are they missing players? I couldn't find anything. So Southern Utah, they're obviously not a great basketball team. They're 12, and they only have 12 wins on the year. They are 4-16 in their last 20 games. But how about this? Utah Tech is 6-25 on the year. They have 14 straight losses. They haven't won since January 11th. That was like the wild card round in the NFL playoffs. And they were bumped up to a 6.5-point favorite, and Southern Utah swept them this year. Greg Peterson at VSiN.com makes Southern Utah a 2-point favorite. I bet him plus 5.5, and I'm like, as soon as I bet him, it went up to 6.5. I'm like, what is going on today?
Did a service give them out, and everyone just followed the steam? And it's just a game that you probably doesn't get any action?
That may have been it.
Because it's back down to 3.5 at Caesars. Because I don't know. You're right. A compelling case. It doesn't make any sense. It reeks fishy.
I wanted to add more at 6.5, but I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, right.
Are they going to have 2 players suspended that I don't know about and that Google's not telling me or Twitter's not telling me right now?
Yeah, right. I just think a service released it, and then everyone's like, follow the money. You get on it. Hey, so-and-so bet this, so-and-so likes this, and who the hell's betting a whack game at 1:30?
Right.
And everyone jumped in, and you saw it get up to 6.5. It's awesome up there. We retweeted it earlier, the VSiN Pro Access free through March 16th. You go up on the website, you click on every conference. You got the conference breakdown with the odds, with the bracket, and then the Mackinnon trends going back since 2015, 2007, etc. It's incredible. Every conference you want is up there. Phenomenal job by everyone. And sign up now. VSiN.com/champweek. Free access through March 16th. The betting splits, every pick, every host, every guest. VSiN.com/champweek.
We had more big moves in the NFL today, and we'll go over some posted division prices up next. We have several bets to make if today was August 1st. We'll explain next. So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Tomorrow, VSiN by the books, Dave Ross, Jensen Lewis, 7 to 10 o'clock Eastern Conference tournaments are underway. We're going to handicap the day's slate of college hoops. Going to break down the latest in NFL free agency news. That league never takes a day off. Plus, taking a look at the Players' Championship and sharing our early bets and leans. Plus, Michael Calabrese is going to join the program to talk college hoops, as well as our managing editor here at VSiN, Adam Burke, and get those best bets from Wes Reynolds at the Players' Championship. That's all tomorrow, 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern on VSiN by the books.
Unlock everything VSiN has to offer right now for free. Go to VSiN.com/champweek to register and join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
More news, NFL free agency today, and we have odds on starting quarterback week 1 for a couple of teams that we'll get to. And it's been ugly for a team that is still power rated to the moon. Does Daniel Jones going to the Colts do anything for you?
Well, it's a big move for the Minnesota Vikings, I think. That now, what does it do for the Vikings, especially all in on McCarthy, and then who's the veteran that they're going to bring in? And it's been said by many, but they can do one of the funniest things of all time now. With Jones out the door, talks break off between Rodgers and the Steelers. You could pull Favre part 2 here.
My Twitter feed was littered with people suggesting that today.
Yeah, right.
I got to tell you, though.
He challenges Richardson, and he's been promised a chance to compete for the job.
He does.
So that's why he did it, yeah.
And I have to be honest, I don't hate the move for the Colts. I really don't, because you have, right, if you're Indianapolis, you absolutely had to bring in a guy who was going to challenge Richardson, because there is at least a decent chance that was a major whiff of where you took him in the first round. So with Shane Steichen, I know he got ridiculed last year. People said that he didn't know what he was doing with the offense with AR at quarterback. But if you go back a year ago, we were all praising Shane Steichen. So now coming up in year 3, I think we have to give the guy another chance as the head coach there to make it work with Daniel Jones. And I, for one, would not be surprised if he wins the gig for week 1. Not at all.
Okay.
And I think there's a mild chance where Jones and Steichen actually is like serviceable and okay.
Wow.
And I have to be honest again, with this what you just said there with Rodgers maybe going to Minnesota, with the offseason the Vikings are putting together right now, I don't hate it. I actually think that Rodgers going to Minnesota moves the needle for me more than him going to any other team, and that includes Pittsburgh.
It's great for the NFL, too, if that would happen. Yeah, or Pittsburgh or Minnesota, I know, but more so Minnesota with turning out to be Favre Part 2. And then if they don't make that happen, and it's unlikely, what's the landing spot for some of these other guys? Wilson, Mariota, Cousins. You still keep forgetting about Cousins, but Atlanta's going to get rid of him, and then I know he was pathetic down the stretch, but he's also said he was hurt, which it looked like he was hurt. There was nothing on the ball.
Sure.
Especially that Charger game, which kept him out of the playoffs. So would you take a shot on him, too? And what happens with famous Jameis, who's, I guess, destined to be a career backup, but still there's some names that are out there where they could wind up. But you're running out of spots, though.
I'll give you the odds right now. So globally speaking, the Giants starting quarterback in week 1 of the regular season, Russell Wilson's even money. And I know a bunch of Giants fans, if they're listening right now, driving in their car, they're probably ready to go off a bridge. Mm-hmm. They don't want him. Aaron Rodgers is 2-1. And Cam Ward's actually 2-1.
Who's reporting they've had good conversations?
The Giants and Aaron Rodgers.
Who's reporting that?
Oh, plenty. I think Mike Garofalo was the first guy that I saw on it.
Okay. Why would he want to do that? Just retire at that point. Huh? Yeah, right.
The move that makes sense is to really stick it to Favre and Packers fans.
Yes.
Or not Packers fans. I think Packers management, and pulls the exact same move. And if he would actually go there and win a Super Bowl for the first time in the franchise's history, he would one-up Favre at that point.
Well, that was number 1 on his list, right? Where am I going to go next? Chance to win. Mm-hmm. Going to win 4 games in New York.
They have, again, they're 30-1 to win their division, Paul.
Yeah.
For a reason.
I think Cam Ward's going to be the guy.
I think so, too. I would actually maybe take a flyer on him at 2-1.
Yep.
And then the Steelers starting quarterback, Rodgers, is minus 175. Wilson, even money. Then it drops to Jameis Winston, 16-1. What would Jameis Winston look like with George Pickens and DK Metcalf? Just the same thing we've seen with Jameis for a decade now?
Same thing. Tomlin will lose his mind.
He'd probably throw 28 touchdowns and 25 INTs. But with your Vikings, they brought back Aaron Jones. Mm-hmm. They brought back Murphy, the cornerback, a couple of other guys. They signed Jonathan Allen and Hargrave on the defensive line. They brought in a couple of offensive linemen, including Ryan Kelly at center. The Vikings are priced as the last team to win their division. What? That's crazy talk to me. Mm-hmm. It's all, I think, currently speaking, That's based on the unknown of J.J. McCarthy, if he's going to be ready to play or not. What if he is? Or what if they sign Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I thought they'd keep Danny Dimes around, at least promise him a chance to compete and win the job, because the unknown with McCarthy. You're right.
Yeah.
And then O'Connell worked wonders with Darnold. And then I don't know what the Steelers are going to do if they can't sign Rodgers, because you don't want to bring Wilson back. But then is it a Mariota or Cousins that could wind up in Pittsburgh?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But no to Winston.
I will say that suddenly the NFC is loaded, with the exception of the team that's power rated as one of the best teams in that conference. Niners still 14-1. How many more guys are they going to lose?
I know.
So, and Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys tweeted this out today. He goes, this is what it's like when you're on a rookie contract with a quarterback. So his immediate thought was they're getting rid of all these guys because they're going to break the bank for Brock Purdy. And they had their window multiple times to win a Super Bowl with him, could never get it done. And now they traded away Deebo Samuel. They cut Juszczyk, the fullback, Leonard Floyd, Hargrave, Malik Collins, and they lost a ton of key players in free agency. How are they 14-1 ahead of some of these teams? And again, last check, they're even money to win the NFC West. I get it, it's March. No way, no. Come August 1st, there's no way that's going to be the number.
Yep.
And if it is, everybody in their right mind is finding a way to fade 49ers to win that division.
Yep. That's crazy. Rams are so much better on paper. And who's to say Purdy doesn't continue to regress and they don't stay healthy? The other one is Kansas City Part 2. What's the lowest you can find on Buffalo to win the East?
Well, they're the biggest favorite out of any team to win a division.
Now, how bad is that division behind them? Jets going with Fields. Patriots rebuilding, probably six-win team at best, and Miami's been a mess.
I would have to say that Buffalo, I like doing division parlays. Come football season, Buffalo is going to be no doubt on my list. It would take an act of God or something else I can't even say on the air because I don't like to put it into existence for them not to win that division. They are so much better than every other team. Dolphins, by the way, Holland, their safety, went to the Giants today. Good pickup for them, I guess, but still not going to put me on a win total over for New York. The Chiefs are minus 125.
God.
And, last year, again, they were $2. We thought it was a gift. It was.
Yeah, went up $2.80, $3 it closed.
The Chargers are plus 265. Fantasy people who I trust absolutely love the pickup at running back of Najee Harris. They think that he's going to explode for the Chargers in year number 1. But the Broncos have had a hell of a 2-day signing period here as well. They're 4-1 to win that division. The AFC West got even better than what it was. But the bets to make, certainly, again, a little bit later on. Bills on parlays closer to the season, in my opinion. The Rams are still 2-1. I parlayed them with the Red Sox to win the American League East yesterday. That pays 12-1. We'll track that throughout the year, see how it goes. And I'll give you another one. How close do you think the Commanders are now to the Eagles? And
I think it is close.
2-1 worth a bet?
Well, are you worried about Daniels has a year like Stroud?
Yeah, I do. I am.
That's the big concern. I love the coaching staff and love what they've done with the additions. But I don't think that's enough. Also, don't do that to start the season. I don't want to see that Thursday night game.
Oh, no, you can't put on like a divisional game.
Don't run that back to open the season.
No, please. Good call by you.
You? No, but are you there? I don't. No, not 2-1.
Not today.
I got to see if Daniels can do it again.
August 1st, I think I'm going to be tempted.
But it's close, yeah. They've made great moves.
And I really like what the Buccaneers have done. They're plus money. They're plus 115. I truly think that they should be minus money. I think they are the class of that division, man.
I'll go along with that one, too. That makes sense. Just because of the coaching staff as well.
Sure.
And even though Penix played well when he was in there, and they should have beat Washington or could have blew a big lead on the Sunday night game. Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors. All gambling transactions are approved. No minimums, no usage fees. Earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet, promo code FTM. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. Make money daily. Card never declined. Put money back in your pocket. Don't leave money on the table, and no outrageous fees when you go over your ATM limit as well. EdgeBoost.bet, code FTM, deposit $25 and they match. EdgeBoost.bet, code FTM. What do you make of the Tiger Woods news? Ruptured his Achilles.
He just announced it on Twitter.
Yeah, right. working out, ramping up, getting ready to go. Oh, felt a pain. Turns out I ruptured my Achilles. When are we going to see him again?
Maybe never. Man, that really stinks. That really stinks, man. After winning that Masters in 2019. It
was one of the biggest upsets.
Oh, no question.
Thought for sure he was done.
And he outplayed. That was still one of the best events I've ever watched.
Correct.
Every huge name in the world for the most part was in the mix to win that thing, and Tiger outlasted all of them.
Right. And then a bunch of guys went in the water.
Yes.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal television.
And we just thought, and then that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yep.
So check house rules. I know this. Jeff Sherman over at the Westgate already tweeted out that any bets that they have on outrights to win the majors this year, they're going to refund them. So that's a nice thought to have, actually. Up next, how to approach MLB bets with the Yankees and the American League East. I told you about one bet that I made already. There are some creative markets to fade this team. A couple of bets around 9-1 make some sense. We'll tell you what they are next here on VSiN.
VSiN is offering a free pro preview during championship week. Get everything VSiN has to offer, including daily pro picks straight to your inbox, betting splits from both Circa Sports and DraftKings Sportsbook, and access to the VSiN Watch app to take VSiN with you wherever you go. Register now for free to unlock VSiN from March 6th through the 16th at VSiN.com/Champ Week and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Unlock everything VSiN has to offer right now for free. Go to VSiN.com/champweek to register and join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Our game in action right now, college basketball. Colorado trailed TCU at the half. Boy, if you had Colorado first half money line, that was a bad beat, I think. Now they have taken a 9-point lead 3 minutes into the second half. Buffalo's minus 320 on the money line. Horned Frogs plus 235 or higher at some spots. And the point spread is now up to 6.5 there for the Buffs. I have Southern Utah plus 5.5 in pocket. That game tips off here momentarily. That's on ESPN Plus. That is now, some spots have it down to 4.5 for Utah Tech. Have it once since January 11th.
This is great, right? Love it. How about the Horizon League? And how good were those games last night?
Oh, the action was awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
How'd you like to finish to the, what was it, Youngstown State game?
Yeah, the fouls.
He's fouled on the 3. They're down by 2.
I thought that was a bad call, but the kid made it anyways. And Cleveland State did it twice. Fouled the guy shooting a 3. So the Penguins have never made the tournament, and they've been playing D1 ball since '81. Hello, Don Martino. They get after it in Youngstown, and they're good fellas too. So we'll see. It's a great matchup. And Robert Morris, the 1 seed, and I couldn't get it. I know Peterson was on it. Open 142, total down to 136 tonight. The other championship game tonight in the Horizon.
Yep.
It's a good game. It's a 1 seed against a 4 seed, but hard to believe. This is the first time Youngstown's ever been in a conference title game. So that's a major accomplishment for the program. Yes.
Okay, so previous segment, I told you a bet that I made trying to fade the Yankees. I'm also high on the Red Sox this year and super high on the Rams. I parlayed the Red Sox and the Rams to win their divisions 12-1 last night. The Yankees rotation now, no Garrett Cole for the whole season. The ace is going to have to be Max Fried.
Mm-hmm.
He's followed by Rodon. Then it goes Stroman, Schmidt, and then maybe Will Warren or Carlos Carrasco rounding out the rotation. Ugh, yikes. Their lineup I still think is going to be pretty solid, but
someone's going to get hurt, though, and it could be Judge.
That'll probably happen.
It will probably happen.
Tough to predict, but probably happen.
Yes.
So MGM, their baseball markets, they have so many of them, it's just absolutely nuts. So a couple things here. Number of AL East teams to make the playoffs. Only one is 7-1. People still are very high on the Orioles this year. People are not very high on the Rays, nor are they high on the Blue Jays.
Right.
2 is plus 110. 3 is plus 145. All 4 teams is 12-1. Now, this is where it gets juicy to me. AL East exact outcome. Because I do think that the Orioles and the Red Sox are probably both better than the Yankees at this point. Wow.
Well, how much do you drop the win total, though?
It's still 88.5.
I saw 86 in some spots, which, how big of a deal is it? And do you drop with Cole and heal out 3 months?
Well, I mean,
that's a tough call. I don't know, but I leave that up to the bookmakers. But if you're going to tell me that's 6-7 wins, I'll play ball.
How about what Matt Euman said last night on VSiN Primetime following us? I thought it was a great point. If you look at last year in the playoffs in the World Series, the 3 best players on the Yankees, Garrett Cole out for the year, Juan Soto is with the Mets,
right,
and Giancarlo Stanton.
Yes, absolutely.
How long is he out for?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Judge was
Soto was
joke.
a machine. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he has. That's his career. Just throwing the breaking stuff away, and he's an automatic out.
So the 3 best players off their postseason run last year, gone, wiped away from the team.
That's a good point. Soto was Superman, right?
So I can't. So
I don't know if are the Mets better? Are the Mets going to win more games?
So you can bet that Mets are minus 130 straight up regular season wins.
Oh, that's a good one.
But they have problems at pitcher as well.
Sure.
And then Alvarez, who Matt Daskerja came on last week, said, I love this guy, can have a bounce back, bet his home runs. Like 2 days later, he's out. Got hurt.
Well, I love the Red Sox. And then they have an injury in the rotation, but they have a deep rotation. And again, they fixed, we think, the bullpen, which is why they kept them out of the playoffs last year. And then you go out and you get Bregman, which it's an overpay, but who cares? And if you're going to play him at second base, and he's been awesome in his career at Fenway, even the Crochet Cy Young talk, okay, that the Red Sox should win more games. The tough one is what happens with the Orioles. I mean, are the Orioles high 90s, mid 90s, or are they just a team that's good in the regular season and then they disappoint in October? And will they finally go out and make some big moves to put them over the hump?
I think their ceiling is probably low 90s. They lost Burns. What else did they do to help out that rotation?
Yeah, right.
So they're going to bank in all their young players in that lineup to really come through for them. Good luck with that, guys.
I don't trust those guys in a big game in October, but they've done great in the regular season the last couple of years with the rotation.
That's fair. But here, Paul, like these are two bets I think that you have to consider. And if you don't like them, give me the Mutombo. Exact outcome, AL East. Orioles 1, Red Sox 2, 9-1. Mm-hmm. Red Sox in first, Orioles in second, plus 875.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I like the Yankees lineup still, but I can't get past this rotation now. And we haven't even mentioned Heal yet.
Yep.
He's out for 3 months.
Yep. How do you trust Rodon? 2 years ago, he was a disaster. He's giving fans the middle finger and sticking his tongue out at him.
Sure.
What he was doing, yeah.
So the Yankees to start 5-0, that's 9-1. The no is minus $16. The Yankees regular season win total now 88.5 there anyway, even money to the over. Under is minus 120. Fewest regular season wins, 1,001. You want to pull the Kevin Malone from The Office?
Yeah.
You give me 1,001. I know he says 10,001 on anything, but to win 100 regular season games plus 350, no chance am I going to bet that. Now, pay attention here because they have up to make the playoffs. Yes is minus 220. No is plus 180. But if you look a little bit deeper down in the menu, they have stage of elimination. There, miss the playoffs is 2-1. I don't think 2-1 is bonkers.
No.
To miss it, longest regular season win streak by the Yankees, by any team in the league, is 80-1. I would not bet that. Their particular longest regular season win streak, you can bet different numbers. 5.5 games, the over is minus 145, under is plus 110. However, take a peek at 7.5 games. The over is minus 130. Again, longest winning streak here for the Yankees, under 7.5 games is even money. Do they have the guys in the back end of the rotation when that winning streak gets to 5-6 games that are going to be good enough to say, yeah, they can get to an 8-game winning streak?
Well, I like the bullpen, though. I just need 5-6 strong, though. That's the comeback.
Ooh, I don't know if he can do that with some of the guys in that rotation.
I can't get 5-6 innings out of these guys?
Like every start? During a winning streak? At the perfect time?
Yeah. Well, I was also talking about the win total, though, too. But the other thing is, and Yankee fans know this, no confidence in Cashman, ownership, or Boone. And as Chris Russo said when he was on with us last time, Cashman has a job for life. So they also could just say, okay, well, we made the World Series, put that in our back pocket. We get 3-4 years of equity on that.
Yeah.
And, right?
Well, look at when they're... So they have been...
I don't think Boone's a good manager. I don't think... and Cashman's done a bad job. And they continue to give out horrible contracts. And a lot of the moves have backfired.
Well, that's the thing, right?
And ownership might say, hey, well, we spent the money. Just bad luck. What are you going to do?
Sure. But, I mean, you talk about buying high potentially here. We ran this down yesterday. They brought in Rodon when he had like 5+ WAR seasons leading into that contract, ton of money. And since like the WAR wins over, expectation, wins over replacement, has been like plus 1.1 in his time with the Yankees. The LeMahieu contract. Stanton now paying him a ton of money as he's hurt like every single year.
Right.
The Cole stuff, I mean, that sucks because he's one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he was a complete animal again in a good way last year in the playoffs, and now he's not going to be there. The guy that you could rely on every 5 days to go out there for 6 strong and maybe limit the other team to like 2 runs or so and be in contention for another win.
Can I use openers? Will that work?
I think you...
Can I dummy it up like what the Dodgers did and it worked?
If you're telling me that Will Warren or maybe Carlos Carrasco is the 5th guy at this point, you're going to have to go openers. Will they embrace that? Kind of tailing what a team in their own division made famous like 4 or 5 years ago with the Rays.
Yeah. Could be. Interesting. Good numbers, though. Those are great numbers.
Oh, I love these markets.
Yeah.
Would you want to bet them to finish 4th or 5th in that division?
No.
Is that getting too nuts?
Yes. Absolutely. Come on. Fried's a nice pickup.
Oh, Fried's good.
I could still, yeah.
I like Fried quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine what could have been. You go from Garrett Cole, the 1, into Max Fried, the 2, then Rodon, then Heal, then Stroman. That's like a total game changer compared to what it is now.
Mm-hmm. Great numbers. I love this. This is excellent. Good stuff. But I think the Red Sox are definitely a playoff team, though.
I think so, too.
Don't you love that rotation, and it's deep?
And now you got to pay a price on that because they're like minus 145, I think, last check to make the playoffs. And, by the way, don't rule them out for a team that could go and add another guy to that rotation.
I think so, yeah. The 1-2 is the way to go. 1, 2, 3. With Orioles, Red Sox, Yankees, or Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees. And then, like you said, the 1-2 pays almost 9-1.
For the top 3 for the forecast.
Yes.
Okay.
With the exact finish.
All right.
Beautiful.
College basketball, Colorado now leads TCU by 10, 44-34. That's about 6.5 minutes to go in the second. Into the second half.
And they opened one. One got up to 3. Yeah, opened 1 and got up to 3. TCU.
Up next, win some, lose some. Paul's going to recap last night's betting action. And Charles Barkley had one of the best rants I've ever heard from someone in his position. You will hear it next on VSiN.
Don't start betting the baseball season without it. VSiN's Baseball Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. Inside, you'll get everything from tips on how to bet baseball to expert analysis on awards races, futures markets, and a full stats glossary that will help you sharpen your edge. Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to sign up to become a pro subscriber to get this exclusive betting guide, as well as access to everything you need to become part of the Sports Betting Network. Unlock everything VSiN has to offer right now for free. Go to VSiN.com/champweek to register and join VSiN, the sports betting network. Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Molly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Thanks to all the emails and tweets. The 1-2 exacta there, 12-1 at Caesars in the AL East. College hoops, Wofford to win the Southern, 6-1. Troy to win the Sun Belt, plus 350. They were awesome in the second half. Aggressive, attacking the rim, 53 second half points, I believe, beating a good Arkansas State team. Delaware plus 240. The 12 seed in the title game tonight shocked the 1 seed Towson.
So, again, you're going to lose your mind if they win the tournament.
Yep.
They had lost 11 of their last 12 games.
Yep.
They were 12-19, and they were rated 260th overall on Ken Pom.
And just lost by 30 to the team they play tonight. Incredible. Wild night in the NBA. What in the world was going on? Hornets plus 330. Beat Miami on the road. Denver plus 320. I forgot about that. They're the best. They're 12-1 on back-to-backs. I forgot about that. Played OKC again. OKC 21st in defense since the All-Star break. Joker does it again. Michael Malone with a great comment after the game. If you take player A and player B and cover up who they are, their names, and don't tell me that that one guy that's averaging triple-double for the season has won 3 MVPs, you would pick him. And if you say no, you're full of bleep, he told the media.
Good for him.
You think he's right. Great win for Denver. Nets plus 190. J.J. Redick was livid after the game. Lakers were up 15. Sloppy Joe basketball. Lazy. Reeves was terrible. They lose the game. Hawks 8.5 up to 9.5. Fell 9. This is embarrassing. Dallas beat San Antonio and scored 133 points. They have 7 healthy players. Of course, Dinwiddie goes off. Harrison was great again. Thompson played well. 225.5 up to 235. 133, 129. This is all-time bad defense and shows Wemby should have won Defensive Player of the Year also. This is ridiculous. How do you give that up to a team that only has 7 healthy players? Terrible.
What do you think their totals are going to look like moving forward?
Well, they play again tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
You've got to keep... Well, Minnesota just dropped 140 on them. Golden State, Portland over 232 up to 237, 130 to 120. Buffalo, Sabres plus 170. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. New videos are up from yesterday at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Thanks for sending them in. This couple was out in Alaska. And they came across some young bears just hanging out, 3 of them. What a moment. It's not to the point where you're like, okay, I'm going to go in my pants. But that's also, look at this coming right at you.
Oh, they were calm, cool, and collective.
Yeah, right.
Now, I watched this with the video on, the audio up as well.
Okay.
The man there in the very front is basically saying, nope, go away. And he only says it like once or twice, and then they laugh, and the bears kind of like listened.
Right.
Look at what are they doing right there. I mean, I see that. I am running for the hills, man.
Yeah, the one guy's up, like, yeah.
They're like in tune? Are they singing? They're both back on their hind legs? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Right here. Here, it's like, I don't know what to do.
I don't like my chances at this point.
Yeah, remember, what's it? If it's, what's the line? If it's big, if it's brown, lay down. If it's white, say goodnight. And if it's, if it's black, fight back, I think, whatever.
Is that?
I think you're just supposed to, remember we went over this. You're supposed to, you just stand up.
You're supposed to you're supposed to scream at him, yeah.
Right.
But again, I don't think I have that in me. I'm in the spot.
I know, yeah. I don't think the shoe's going to work. Hey, shoe, get on now. Go on. It's great. How about this? How about the dog here? Oh, it's getting dark out in the side of the room. It's 4 o'clock. Where are you going? Huh? Time for bed. You can't argue with the body. It's a fight you can't win. The little guy goes up the ramp, into the bed, onto the bed, and he's got his little bed on the bed.
Geez.
He goes, that's it for me. It's 4 o'clock. It was dark out. What do you want from me? It was a rough day at the office. I got to lay down, and the puppy says, okay, good night.
I got to tell you, we spoil the daylights out of our dogs. Nothing like that.
That is great. He's got the ramp to go up to the bed, and then has the little bed next to the pillows on the bed. Great setup. But she put the light on because she's like, where are you going? He goes, it's dark out. I can't. 4 o'clock. Time for me to check in and call it a night. his calls. Look, he looks tired. There you go. And this is called I'm sneaking into the event and I don't have a ticket. Dog coming down the hill. Dog's coming down the hill at a golf tournament. Coming in, right? Tippy toe. Yeah, coming in. And no sudden movements, right? All the way down. It's going to come in.
He does the slow army crawl, like all the way down the hill.
Yeah, right. Well said. Yep. What patience. And there you go.
Boom.
Comes in. Yep. And the golfers check it out. That is excellent. Couple bad beats. St. Mary's laying 19.5. Pepperdine closed on a 14-2 run. Backups came in and went to hell. Mm-hmm. And Robert Morris under. Game goes over in overtime. Take your betting to the next level with First Bet. Whether it's Santa Anita, Gulfstream, or the road to the Derby, First Bet puts you in the action. It's all at your fingertips. Sign up now, firstbet.com, promo code VSiN200. Get a 20% rebate on all your wagers for the first 60 days up to $200. Don't miss out. Bet smarter today. Firstbet.com. This was incredible. This opened the broadcast on the pregame show Thursday on TNT. Mind you, Barkley and crew will technically be working under the ESPN umbrella next year. Although they'll probably be in Atlanta, do the show, won't be in Bristol, whatever. Barkley reaction to Kendrick Perkins at ESPN saying thank you to the Lakers for saving the NBA season.
I saw a fool idiot on TV talking about the Lakers saved the NBA.
Saved the NBA?
Yeah. He's an idiot and a fool, but he know who he is. What's his name, Shaq?
Which one are you talking about?
Kendrick Perkins. Oh. He said the Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working for next year, that's all they talk about. Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard.
Right.
I like that.
Hey,
one.
man,
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great. Got a long way to go. But the reason the season's been going great for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Y'all just want to talk about the Warriors and the Lakers. They're both doing great. Don't get me wrong. If I turn out to be wrong, I got no problem with that. But y'all are idiots because y'all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time. Y'all don't. The Cleveland Cavaliers have won 12 straight games. The Oklahoma City got the MVP, and they are on fire. Y'all are talking about who's in second place. That's the reason I get pissed. Hey, the Lakers are doing great. I don't mind being wrong. The Warriors are doing great. But that's because you fools on other networks, which we're going to become fools next year. We'll be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months. Y'all talking about teams that had two great weeks.
Time out.
He went on for 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Then he added, you're also idiots because for the 15th year in a row, you're doing the LeBron Jordan discussion.
Thank you, Charles Barkley.
Oh.
Thank you for bringing that up. How many times have I had to say that on this show?
Yeah.
And he said you are talentless if you do this debate on TV.
He's right about that.
You offer nothing, and he's spot on.
Nothing else to say.
That's the only thing that you can do. I swear to God. If you get into that discussion, it's the only thing you're capable of talking about. It's sad and pathetic. And people still want to go to the well thinking that people care. Who cares? Who cares about that? Nobody. You've exhausted it for a decade.
Yep.
So Barkley could not have been more spot on.
Well, that's also from people who work there. And even Zach Lowe, who huge mistake, one of the best NBA guys, they let go. He's just like, Lakers again? Warriors again?
Yeah.
Can we talk about other stuff? And he would walk in ready to do TV. Lakers again? He's exactly right.
Funny that, they couldn't stop talking about the Cavaliers when LeBron was there. And, oh, by the way, this Cavaliers team might be the best in the history of that organization.
Yeah.
So.
Could win 70.
But, nope, got to talk about LeBron still with the Lakers. And I get it. I mean,
well, the other thing
they're going to move the needle, but, oh, boy.
Well, what happens next year? They're going to do what they want. I'm sure he'll continue to make fun of the network, but that's...
Oh, there's going to be... What is ESPN going to do? Fire Charles Barkley?
I know, yeah, right. Like, what are you going to... Hey, I have some thoughts and notes here. Maybe you want to try this or do that. They tell him to, we win awards. What are you talking about?
For sure. How many guys could do that in his position?
Yeah, but then Kendrick Perkins goes on social media and says, hey, say it to my face. You got a problem. I mean, that's...
Well, okay.
That was the other
layer. But you know what I'm saying? Like, would anybody in the NFL do this?
Yeah.
No, because I guess nobody says anything in the NFL.
Well, Barkley is just, he can say and do what he wants.
He's the one guy. He's been able to do it his whole life, his whole
different
career.
rules. The guy was up for Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Think about that, what people think about him. Rodgers talking to Pittsburgh, according to sources, if talks break down over money, Wilson back in play. No, come on. Can't do that.
What's their other option? Throw anybody at me.
Can't do that.
Is there someone?
I'd rather have Captain Kirk.
Jameis Winston.
No.
I'd rather have Winston than Russell,
you would.
I think.
No, come on. You saw the turnovers. You were done with them. Come on.
Fair enough. Players' Championship, Jeff Seeley up next. He nailed Russell Henley last week. Does he dare go back to him again this week?
And we're out.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I need to load funds into my gaming apps.
Stormy, really, with a